Hi everyone, I'm here to show you and share the newest kit, Cosette, which will become available on April 1st. Now this is one of those kits that I really wasn't that excited about, and I am actually pleasantly surprised at what I was able to do. When you think of heritage, this works, but I am going to use it for travel, and I want to show you some of my photos as well. But there's such a great array of colors here that you'll be able to use and mix and match, so you should definitely pick out the colors that work for you. But I think you're going to love what I'm going to share. So within Cosette, we always have your papers, your stickers, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of a close-up cardstock, digital SVGs, Picture My Life cards, which I will be using. This is a beautiful card stamp set, so if you like greenery and things like this, and these sayings are great. I'm also going to be using the scrapbooking stamp set in thin cuts. And then we have the workshop kit, which of course has some exclusive products in here as well. And the die cuts that are in here. And I don't know, and they're right here. And I'm going to show them to you. But there's also a beautiful card workshop. And I will be featuring a couple other stamp sets. I'll just show them as I have them with me. Now let's just show you first the pattern papers, right? We have this beautiful pine color with these diamond looks or squares. Then you have mulberry, which are lines. We have this really pretty floral pattern, which are the colors of honey butter and pine. You might see a little mist or seabrook in some of these. This is a mist and white daisy with a little bit of our toffee at the top. And then you also have this pattern, which for me is a little bit too busy, but if you like something vintage, Paris, things like that, you might be able to use that. If you flip it over to this side, this is the side I am using for some really fun photos of Ireland. So I can't wait to show you what I'm going to do with it. You always have a great sticker sheet, so you have good times together. And I am using a lot of the floral pieces, and I love the distressed wood look here as well. Then we have our cardstock. So the colors that I'll be using are French vanilla, black, mulberry, mist, toffee, honey butter, and pine. And don't forget, all of our cardstock is two tones, so you have a light and dark side. Now, there's also Picture My Life cards, and I really love this papaya color, but I haven't used it yet. But you can see if you are traveling, the best things in life are in things. You can definitely use these different PML cards, Picture My Life cards that come in all of this 3x4 and 4x6 sizes. Now, these are those die cuts that are within the kit and also sold separately, so it has all of this nice look to it. When you flip it over, you can actually see what they are. We have butterflies, hearts, we have flowers, some leaves, some dovetailed pieces and tabs and labels and arrows, so you actually get a nice array. And you can always use this side as well if you do not want to use this. I found I actually sponged a lot of these in on my pages. The one product I am really loving in the new catalog is the mix-ins. I will be using these mix-ins. Look at that distressed paper, which flips over to that pattern. I'm using this green handwriting, which flips over to a plaid in a way, or a checker. Then this is charcoal. I haven't used this one yet, but I do love it. It would work great with that papaya. Loving the texture. This one right here, this distressed toffee, love that. Be using that. I did not use this one yet. This is the papaya, but look how beautiful it is. And there's this beautiful color as well, which is mink and linen together, but a great collection. So some of these will be used on the pages as well. Now let's just show you the stamp sets. So for me, I am a scrapbooker, so I like having a variety of titles. And this is Family Roots, and I love Memories I Made Here, Digging Up Our Roots. You have a vintage camera and watch, a frame. The spitting image could also be used anytime with your family members. So this one can definitely go for heritage or now. You also have the Cosette scrapbooking stamp set. Love the clock with the handles to make the time that you want, the butterfly, and some of these have thin cuts as well, so that's optional for you. You have your postage stamp, but I love some of these titles. Remember, tell your story, our story, the story, love story, this life, love this life, and then you have memories and cherished. So some of these are really just keepers for your scrapbooking pleasure when you want to use something like that. Now, ornamental borders, we haven't had a really pretty border stamp set in a long time, and I am using this on these pages. I'm loving all of them, and really have used this one, and this one, this one, and this one, so 4 out of it. I probably will end up using this with my Ireland photos. So we went there in 2016, and now I'm kind of glad that I haven't scrapbooked that. So let's get to the artwork. Now look how beautiful that is. Memories made here are stamped. I sponged in a little bit in the mulberry, some of the paper, and that butterfly that you can see right here. The stamp, the sticker is together. Another little butterfly, and I'm actually using a little bit of tiny bling. And here's where you can see how I use the borders, right? So you have this border here, and then this beautiful border right here is just gorgeous on here. And so let me just give you an idea of photos. I didn't realize that when I put this and looked at my photos from the Blarney Castle, it actually picks up the purple or the mulberry so well. And we were there in July and August of 2016, but look at that. Can you see how gorgeous that is? And I'm actually going to use 2 3x4 photos here of the castle. So I'll cut these apart and put them in this, and then I will have other photos for here. But it does work. So don't always think that everything has to be shamrocky or green. Just look at your photos, and I'm sure you'll be able to use this for some sort of travel or heritage. But isn't that just gorgeous, right? And here's another layout, and I actually did want these layouts so that I could use them. So that's how I designed them. But this one is Good Times, and here you can see I have the toffee, that Mixin's distressed paper, Mist, and then that botanical motif paper. And you could also use a French vanilla background if you'd rather have the white, off-white background, but it's just such a pretty layout, and this is the stickers. And I just have some photos that I'd show you here too. And I wanted to give you an idea. I mean, you're looking at it and like, what could I do with it? But look, I can start adding my photos. And do you see how this tree here, it picks up the color, the mist. And it actually has that, picks up a little bit of that mauve tone as well, or mulberry. I have some beautiful flowers from the garden. This is the Blarney Castle or House. And look at that. Do you see those colors? Do you see those colors in these papers? It just works. And then, of course, I have this as well. And I might actually do a pocket page in between if I have more photos. I haven't decided. But doesn't this give you a great idea of how you can use this for today, for travel, or you could use it for vintage? It will still work. And I'm getting my scrapbooking done. So now let me show you another layout. Love, love this. And you know what? I pulled back that scallop, that 6-inch beautiful scallop that we used with Hope and Kindness last May. We still have that available, and I know many of you own it. But look at the papers. I chose to use the toffee, and actually I brought in shortbread as well as honey. So I am using shortbread. I just thought the color, the tones really worked. I'll also be teaching how to create this wood look on your paper because there is no wood paper in this kit. So creating this look, and that is using one of the exclusive patterns that's very plain, and then we're adding to it. But the colors here are shortbread, honey butter, pine, and toffee. And here you could see I used a little bit of that distressed paper, and now you could really see how pretty that looks, right? I've also taken the stamps and stamped the Picture My Life card with some toffee and the clock and the story, and then you can have that border. Another ornamental border is stamped all along the side here. And I created a pocket because there are some great journaling tags, and I just love the idea that I can tell my story in here. And I decided to just add a little bit of stamping with the camera and the clock from this page, on this page, and that is from, part of it is from this one, and then the camera is from the Family Roots, and then this is the Cosette scrapbooking. So they work so well together. They really, really do. And here you can see that border, right, is being stamped, but I love the way this came out. And once again, I'm adding those scallops, so I can't wait to add some photos to that one. And then lastly, this one is just stunning. I used the Mix-Ins paper right here, and I did cut out my framework so that I could add it to this page. But look at all the stamping that I've done here, using the camera, the watch, the clock, all in here in toffee. I went ahead and used our markers to go around the outside of the frame, and then everything here is all stamped, and then you have all this paper. Now here you can see that scallop, right? This scallop right here is stamped, and that's on the Seabrook Mix-In paper. And I used that Mix-In paper to do my scallops on here as well. So now you can see some of those die cuts that have the print on them that I sponged in. Some are in shortbread, a little bit of toffee, a little bit of pine, really showing you the details of what you can do with this. Isn't that gorgeous? Just look at that clock is stamped, and using some of the papers that are within the workshop kit. The circle was there, and I just added the clock to it, pretty much. So loving that scallop, and so many of you have that, and memories are made here. And once again, you have those brackets that are just sponged in, and using my marker to add that green around the edge, and then you have that honey butter pop of color. So you have some great colors on these pages. Isn't that just gorgeous? Well, this is Cosette, and I hope I opened up your eyes to really what you could do with this. It's so much more than just heritage, that you can use this for great travel photos, or you can use this for Mother's Day. You could use this for wedding. I'm sure there are other events in your life. You just have to sometimes dig a little deeper, look at your photos, and actually play them on the paper so you can see how the colors really, really pop. I mean, it just made me so happy to see that lavender kind of thing come out of the photo when you placed it against the mulberry. Well, I hope that really helps you and inspires you to purchase Cosette and make these pages with me.